And hello everyone, welcome back to the Gym Challenge Summer Series with our third tournament here. We're going straight into the action apparently. My name is Cesar Cornell. I'm still joined here by Dennis Geiser, and we have a mirror match on our screen.
We do, last round of Swiss, and we've got a pretty interesting mirror match here. We know there are a couple of different moves and Terra types around here, but Hisui and Arcanine, we haven't seen it all today. Excited to get a taste of that, and both these teams just with a fairly standard setup overall, but both very interesting teams.
Yeah, both players using an Urshifu Rapid Strike, a Rillaboom, a Chien-Pao, and a Sicilian Arcanine, a Fluttermane, and a Tornadus Incarnate. Which, by the way, did you know that Tornadus had a Therian form?
Yes, I've played a lot of singles. I did know that Tornadus had a Therian form.
I'm sure all the bird lovers will be happy. But this is not a bird apparently. It's just a regular genie. So let's not go too overboard. But yeah, both these players are the same team, but different. Could be a differential on the moves and how the way they're trained. Apparently, yes.
Yeah, there are a couple of differences that we'll try to spot out when it comes up in battle. But either way, excited for this one. We're getting towards the end of this tournament, getting to some high impact matches here. Round 5 of Swiss, which is the final round of Swiss for this, as I mentioned.
Yeah, we're going to see this from Brendan's perspective. So we're going to see Shane's Pokemon first in this high-octane mirror match right now. So we're going to see Urshifu and Tornadus for Shane. And for Brendan, it's Chien-Pao and Arcanine. And the Intimidate already going to not come out first because Chien-Pao is faster than the Arcanine, but it will lower the attack of that Urshifu.
Yeah, it sure will, although the Urshifu will still be able to use the Surging Strikes through that. Still a question of what the idea is here for both of these sides. Urshifu and Tornadus, kind of the standard duo of Regulation D. Haven't seen them together a whole lot today, but just do so much together.
That's also a really good call out right now for Brendan to go for the Grass Terra Blast with that Arcanine to hopefully catch that Urshifu off guard, going for a Surging Strike to what would be a quad effective attack.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is. There is the Terra.
It's gonna be, oh no, that's the Urshifu
going to Terra.
Oh, that's gonna be a big Terra Blast going into the Urshifu if it survives.
Yeah, it sure will. We'll see if the Urshifu decides to go with attacking the Chien-Pao first. We'll see if it's faster first than anything sitting here, but then we'll have to see if it's able to do much more damage with that Terra than it'll take with that Terra Blast coming into it.
There's a Tailwind coming out from the Tornado, so Urshifu will be able to move first before anything else can get a move on. And there's the Surging Strikes going in. Is it going to that Arcanine or is it going to the Chien-Pao? It's going to the Chien-Pao. That's going to be a good read from Shane. Not going to fall for the Terra bait.
Yeah, and able to get the knockout on the Chien-Pao very early on. We'll see how much damage this Arcanine is able to do, but either way, Shane able to make a little bit out of this situation.
There's the Terra Blast. It is grass. It's going to be super effective against Shane's own Urshifu. And let's see how much damage this does. It's a one-hit knockout.
Yeah, huge damage there from the Hisuian Arcanine. We know it has the Choice Band to make that damage even higher. But now you do have to worry, as it means that Arcanine is weak to Tornadus and that Bleak Wind Storm coming out, as well as not really able to do any damage to that, and gonna be in a bit rougher of a situation trying to face off against that other Hisuian Arcanine. We've got the mirror match now, the real mirror match.
Oh my goodness, how did we end up with this as a round 5? But we're not going to be complaining about that. We're just going to look into potential things that we could do, because Tailwinds can be matched here, but Arcanine can't just go ahead and just go for a Flare Blitz onto Brendan's Arcanine with that Flare Blitz, not a Terra Grass.
Yeah, or alternatively could try to go for the Extreme Speed, make sure not to have to deal with a speed tie or anything, just try to get as much damage off as possible. We know that there is no Fluttermane back. The players don't necessarily know that.
Arcanine just go ahead and go back to the Pokeball wants to be able to switch moves or later, but brings us in the Urshifu, and if this is going to be the Bleak Wind Storm coming out, it would have been dangerous, but instead it's just going to be a taunt to the Tornadus, make sure it won't be able to match Tailwinds or do anything in that matter. It tried to match Tailwinds.
Yeah.
And Rock Slide comes out, it did miss something. It missed the Urshifu, but I don't know if that's the one you want necessarily to miss.
Yeah, that's a honestly unfortunate miss for Brendan more than anything else. Shane able to pick up tons of damage on that Urshifu. Now Shane probably can cycle out the Arcanine, bring out whatever the last Pokemon is. That Chenpao that we saw earlier. Well, actually, no, we don't know who that last Pokemon is.
No, we saw the Chenpao from Brendan.
Yeah, we saw the Chenpao from Brendan, so we don't know what the last Pokemon Shane is, but Shane will be able to cycle that out. Tornadus can pretty easily click Bleak Wind Storm and not really have to worry about much. It's super effective on both of these two.
Yeah, but Rock Slide, I mean, it did miss the Urshifu, but I don't know if that was the one you wanted to miss more in the most important instance.
Yeah, that was I mean, the Urshifu would have taken a little bit of damage against that, but Tornadus just taking tons of damage up into that.
Yeah, we do see the Arcanine switch out for Shane. I wonder if this is going to be something different. Oh, it's going to be Rillaboom in the back, not a Chenpao, so it's not a complete mirror match.
Not a total mirror match for right now.
However, this does boost Terra Blast if it does come down to that, but this Tornadus, oh, it's just going to be Extreme Speed now coming in for this Arcanine, so it's going to be locked into that Extreme Speed. It's into that Rocky Helmet of that Tornadus. Oh, there's an Aqua Jet as well. Not doing enough damage. That's a lot of damage going to be taken from that Rocky Helmet. Bleak Wind Storm, it's going to miss. It's going to miss the Arcanine, but it will hit on the Urshifu and take the knockout.
Yeah, another one miss out of the two, but still able to do plenty of damage. And now the Arcanine, I would call this an impossible situation for the Arcanine, up into having to face down 3 Pokemon with just the extreme speed. Fake Out will come out first. Even if it is able to get through one of these Pokemon, the other Arcanine will switch back in, but it can't.
Yeah, because that Bleak Wind Storms is going to go ahead and end the battle for Shane, and he will go up in the first game of the series 1-0.
Yeah, and very well done by Shane there, just able to get the Tornadus out first, let the Tornadus maintain that field control early on. The Tailwind was really important. The Taunt was very important. The Prankster Taunt, I do wonder if Shane's Tornadus is faster or if it just won the speed tie there, because that was a pretty pivotal individual second there that could have definitely helped out Brendan quite a bit if the Tailwind was able to go up and then the Tornadus put up a taunt that didn't really do a whole lot, as then the other Tornadus would just be able to click Bleak Wind Storm. So we'll see if these two sides decide to go for the same thing. Obviously, I would say as much as Brendan got the early knockout onto the Urshifu with the Arcanine, you would consider that not a super successful first turn, as Chenpao went down and Tailwind went up. So we'll see if they decide to go for something a little different here. Shane obviously got a lot of value out of that Tornadus Urshifu, or at least a lot of value out of that being the lead. The Urshifu and the Terra was blown up almost immediately. Probably could have taken down the Chenpao even without the Terra.
Yeah,
it would have been close.
It would have been close, but even if Tornadus would have been able to get the Tailwind off, there's a problem with the speed tie thing, because Shane's Tornadus had a Tailwind boost, so it had the priority taunt be going much faster than the Tornadus beforehand. So
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because the Tornadus had the speed boost, it really is just comfortable going for that taunt onto the Tornadus, so he can complete speed control and just overall dominate that game with that speed control that he got. But yeah, I mean, it was nice to knock out that Urshifu, so you get your own Urshifu in for free, but you put yourself in a bad spot, as you said.
Absolutely. So here we go into game number 2, the last game before Top Cut. If Shane wins, Brandon is hoping it's not.
Oh, it's gonna be Tornadus and Rillaboom coming in for Shane, and for Brendan it's gonna be Chenpao Urshifu.
Yeah, definitely an interesting switch up on the lead here. Rillaboom takes a ton of damage against Chenpao here if it is able to get that Icicle Crash off. Rillaboom does have Fake Out to stall a turn if it needs to. It can also U-turn out with Tailwind support potentially. But either way, Rillaboom's kind of in an awkward spot, just kind of standing here against these two.
Well, it does threaten the Wood Hammer onto the Urshifu, but that could easily be a Tornadus or Arcanine switching in with that Intimidate, and it looks like it will be Urshifu swapping out into that Arcanine for the Intimidate. However, Fire and Rock still means you're neutral to Grass.
Yeah, it is. It does. Still will take a decent amount of damage against this Rillaboom if it decides to go for Wood Hammer.
And
Ooh, Terra.
Yeah, it's going to be a Terra coming in. It looks like Shane is going to be the one going for that Terra. Oh, no, that's Brendan's. And that's going to be his Chien-Pao. Go ahead and Terrasilize into Ghost to hopefully dodge that Fake Out.
Yeah, that would be the primary goal of that right now. Fake Out would do next to nothing if Shane were to use it right now.
Ooh.
Does at least pick the correct target, but it still doesn't do anything, so the Tailwind still gets up. How much damage will Chien-Pao do now? That is the question.
And it goes into the Tornadus with this Ice Spinner. It's a one-hit knockout.
Yeah, tons of damage there. It's taken a little bit of chip damage back from Rocky Helmet, but the big thing was done. It got Tornadus off the field.
And the grassy terrain's gone.
Yeah, it gets the grassy terrain out of there as well.
But also, the Chien-Pao also revealed itself to be a Life Orb variant, something that you usually don't see with Chien-Pao.
Yeah, it just gives a little bit more flexibility. I'm actually a fan of that, as it gives you especially more flexibility for the Sucker Punch. So if you do want to predict that once and then not again, it lets Chien-Pao kind of sit around a little bit more. It lets you protect. It's a rare variant, but I like it quite a bit.
That's right. And then we also saw the Arcanine for Shane come into play, go ahead and Intimidate. We'll get the Rock Slide off. A lot of damage there, and Arcanine goes down. So that once again, the Sword of Ruin being a double-edged sword to Brendan. And a Wood Hammer comes into play, that Tailwind. Once again, Shane is taking perfect advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely another situation where the Tailwind gets up early, and Shane is just able to go faster with his Pokemon. It's the mirror matchup between the two Arcanines, but the one Arcanine went faster. And that Rock Slide did way more damage than I thought it would, to be totally honest. That was ridiculous damage there.
Yeah, we do know about the Urshifu in the back that we'll be able to take the Rock Slides a lot better. But Tailwind has to be the problem here because Rillaboom will fast outspeed this Urshifu unless this Tornadus gets a Tailwind match.
Yeah, and even then, it'll be difficult for Urshifu to deal with Rillaboom this turn. That's why I think Brendan considering picking Detect in order to make sure that Rillaboom doesn't immediately get rid of this thing. Okay.
Now we're going to see Shane go for his Terastallization, and I think this is going to be, it's going to be a Rillaboom catches the Terra to steal.
What a great read from Brendan. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
I mean, I don't know if Surging Strike is going to take the knockout at neutral against the Rillaboom, as we do see the Tailwind go ahead and be matched, but now it comes down to a couple of things. It comes down to whether or not the Surging Strikes is, oh, it's close combat, what a call out!
It's close combat, yeah. What a good call out there. That was really, really gutsy, but really, really smart from Brendan.
Now to see if Rock Slide connects on both Pokemon, because if it does, it might spell doom for Brendan. And the Rock Slide is going to connect on both Pokemon. Will it do enough damage? Just on the Tornadus, Urshifu survives.
Urshifu survives. It will be a -1 defense, -1 special defense. It's going to be difficult for it to take down everything remaining here for Shane. Ooh. It will be the other Urshifu.
And it is the other Urshifu, and it has Sunseed Fist, so he cannot detect.
Yeah.
Well, he can, he just will only block the Arcanine and not the Urshifu.
Yeah, these sides are speed tied right now. I think the only out for Shane will detect. Bold decision, I guess?
I mean, how scared are you against this Arcanine? Well, close combat is enough to take a knockout. Shane Gaffney with a 2-0 victory in his favor, and that likely secures him a spot at Top Cut.
Yeah, we finally are going to get into Top Cut. A very exciting series there.
Interesting mirror match.
Yeah, no, that's the fun thing about mirror matches when you're able to see the different approaches by the two players. Shane prioritized Tailwind way more than Brendan did and reaped all of the rewards of it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Tailwind in this metagame, because with the whole instant speed change, it made it really powerful for it to do just whatever it wanted to do, and that's how you win games, you know. If you outspeed your Pokemon, that's why we see things like Tailwind, Icy Wind, Electro Web, Trick Room, you know, all sorts of moves like that. Yeah,
speed control is always one of the most important things in VGC, and that time it was just really well played around by Shane in order to pick that win up, and a matchup where they were probably going to have to deal with a lot of speed ties if the tailwind was not set so early and able to be maintained so well.
Yeah, and although we do have a lot of questions about like if matchups would have gone differently, we have unfortunately reached the end of the Swiss round set of the tournament, and we will be breaking into a top 8 cup soon. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back with quarterfinal matchups after this.